So this is a quick and dirty prototype of some requirements we got recently at a client. In particular, they had several forms in InfoPath and PDF form. They had many forms, and they were trying to get their hands around this and automate the approvals of them. And one of the core requirements is to get them all into a central database. And so, of course, we're using Dynamics here for that. Some of the forms are very commonly used, and so it's worth the time to get those into a more modern web format. So we're getting those out of the whole PDF or electronic paper format. And so for those, I'm using Dynamics Portal here to allow us to do multi-step and branching decision forms, and then allow more automated capture of those. For the ones that are less commonly used, we're going to leave those in PDF format. We're going to create a Dropbox. I'm using SharePoint here, and so when a form is dropped there, it also gets imported into Dynamics and joins the same process. Everything that gets put in there then goes through an approval process, and so we're using Flow for the connection on here and the Flow approvals for the approvals. So we have web, email, and mobile approvals. And then also we want to be able to populate this data back into a PDF in some cases for signatures or other purpose. And so in this case, we can take any information in Dynamics, populate the PDF, and in this case, I'm just going to email it back out to myself. So we're just going to use a single form for this prototype, and it's just this quick and dirty application for employment form in PDF. It's got first name, last name, address, and then a simple employment history, and we'll use most of these fields for the demo. So we'll start here in the diagram in Dynamics, and we'll just create a new record directly in Dynamics. So I've created a model-driven application. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and click New Record here in my application automation application and fill in all of the fields here. And then once I save that, Flow behind the scenes is going to start an approval route. We'll look at all the approval routes at once a little later. Switching over to my portal here, you can see I've got a list of the active applications in the system here, so I can see what's in the system. And there's the first one we just added. And if I click Submit New, I'm going to have the same form, and I can go through and add in some more data here. So we'll give it a title. And I'm just going to put in portal and everything, all the fields here. So as we look at the different records, we can keep them straight. So this will be portal first, portal last, and so on. And so I'll fill in the rest of those. This will get added to Dynamics, and Flow will start an approval on this one as soon as it's saved as well. So now for the less commonly used PDFs, we're just going to leave those in PDF forms and drop them into a location, in this case SharePoint. Here I've filled out the PDF, and I put the word PDF in every field so we can clearly tell the source of this data. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop this into this document library. And so once I drop it in there, then a Flow will also pick up, and it's going to take this data and it's going to put it into Dynamics. Coming back into Dynamics, if I refresh, you can see that I have the first application, the one from the portal, and now the PDF application have all been entered in here. And if I click on it, you can see all of the detail from the PDF has been inserted into Dynamics here. So next, let's look at approvals. And so we've got 3 records in the system, and we have 3 approvals waiting here. Let's approve the first one here, just directly in email. So I'll put in my comments and hit submit, and then this will go directly back into the record in Dynamics. And so flipping back to Dynamics, we'll refresh the view, and we should see there's our comments and the approved status at the bottom. So also in Flow, you've got web and mobile approvals too. Here in the web interface, I can approve this one here, put in comments from PDF since that's where it came from. And let's reject this other one here. This is the first one. It doesn't get to be the first one. And so we'll put in the rejection there and confirm it back. And now when we go back to Dynamics, we should be able to refresh and see all of those comments back. Flow has populated them back into Dynamics, so they're back updated full circle. So our last requirement is about populating a PDF. And so what I've implemented here is in Dynamics the ability to run a flow from any record that will create a PDF of that record and then email it to you. And so here, if I call the flow from this record here from the portal, I'll do send a PDF and then run the flow. And then a few seconds later, the flow is going to run and we'll get an email with this PDF populated. And so this particular record here is the one that we put in the portal. This never existed as a PDF. We typed this one directly in the web page. And so this is the first time this PDF existed with this data, but you can see it's populated all the data in and giving us kind of full circle here coming back to PDF.